Hello, my name is Bronte Bowling, and today I'm going to be giving a presentation on a specific program for victims of elder abuse. Now today the program I'm going to be talking about is the DOVES program, or DOVES, and this program is for supporting victims specifically of elder abuse. So the first thing I want to talk about is what exactly is DOVES. Now DOVES is a program from the Area Agency on Aging, and it is a program that helps late-life victims of domestic abuse and help them overcome the challenges that the domestic abuse makes them face. Now specifically, elders are over the age of 50, and so what exactly is late-life domestic violence? And late-life domestic violence is specific, but to start we need to figure out, so what exactly is domestic violence? Now, domestic violence is violent or aggressive behavior within the home, typically involving the violent abuse of a spouse or a partner. Now, with elder abuse, it's going to be the exact same, but it's with elderly victims, specifically those age 50 plus. Now, in the case of elder abuse, the abuser does not always have to be elderly. For example, it could be a child or a caretaker that is abusing them, but it could just as well likely be their spouse or a life partner that happens to be living with them that could be abusing them. Now, the reason why late life domestic violence needs to be specified is because victims over the age of 50 can be extremely vulnerable to domestic violence because of their age. Older victims are weaker and have a harder time defending themselves than your average healthy young person. And on top of that, a lot of the time they are relying on the person who is taking care of them because they are too old to work. The same can be said for young domestic violence victims, but it tends to be more common in elder abuse victims. So because they are relying on the person that is abusing him or her, it makes it harder for them to get out of the situation that they are in with the abuse. Now, the DOVES program offers many different ways to help victims of domestic abuse of the elderly, and one of these is case management. Now, so one of these programs is case management, and what case manage is it helps patients get enrolled in comprehensive healthcare services, and this is extremely important for elderly individuals because they are some of the at most risk of the population. So they are in desperate need of healthcare at all times of their life. Now, another program that DOVES offers is support group meetings, which are extremely important for not the physical aspect of the abuse, but the emotional aspect and the emotional impact. So support groups are very important for the mentality of victims. These can help them come to terms and move past the abuse and help them feel less alone and less afraid. Other benefits to the program can be they can feel less judged because it's not just them and it happens to other people too, and it can help them develop coping skills that they may have not had, and it can help them open up about how they were feeling and reduce the anxiety that it causes. Now, another program that they offer is crisis intervention. So crisis intervention is an extremely important program in helping stop the worst effects of domestic violence and abuse in the immediate after time. It is immediate short-term care to help victims resume their natural state of life after being the victim of a crime. Now, the final program that I'm going to talk about that they offer is emergency housing, food, clothing, and transportation. Now, this is a very important program and offering emergency services such as housing, food, clothing, and transportation, because this can be the difference between life and death for many victims who are relying on their abusers to survive, or who are so hurt that they can no longer take care of themselves and need that emergency help. Now, so you might be wondering, how exactly do we access the DOVES program? Now, on the website, they have many available options. You can find the location at 1366 East Thomas Road, Suite 108, Phoenix, Arizona, 85014. They have a phone number and an email also available on their website. They also have a 24-hour senior helpline, and DOVES is one of the many, many programs that the Area Agency on Aging offers. The website has videos and lots of easily accessible information about their program, and the particular program DOVES is very easy to find just by clicking a few times. Now, so what can we do to help out the DOVES program? Now, overall, the DOVES program does not offer easily accessible ways to help. However, the website itself for the Area Agency on Aging, the site that hosts the DOVES program, does offer a page for donations, And on that same page, they do offer ways to apply to become a volunteer for the agency, which they emphasize is extremely important for the agency. Now, for final thoughts, overall, during the course of this presentation and preparing, my understanding of the course has very much shifted. I was not aware just how necessary and helpful these programs were for just any victim of domestic abuse or any abuse or crime at all, because I did not realize just how much help these programs gave. Now, to end this off, I'm going to say a quote from Gandhi: A nation's greatness is measured by how it treats its weakest members. And I think that is a powerful quote, because seeing the elderly abused and then helping lift them up and bring them back is extremely important, and just being good and being a good nation. Now, to close off, everyone can do their part to help victims, for everyone, not just the elderly. Thank you.